Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Periscope. I appreciate you being here. I'm Jackie Ulmer, and if you would be so kind as to share this on Twitter, that would be awesome, because as I started to broadcast, it notified me that they had an error sharing it on Twitter, and I don't know how to redo it once I've started the broadcast other than to stop it and start over, so I'm not going to do that. So anyway, I have my microphone on here. I'm going to kind of adjust that. I keep knocking the little felt thing off. So anyway, all right, so the way that you can share is you can slide to the right if you're on an iPhone, and you can slide up if you're on an Android, and that will share it out, and that would be awesome. I really would appreciate that, since I don't have the ability to share at this point that I know of. And if you can still hear me, let me know. If you can just give me some hearts. I'm thinking, did I lose my sound? Because I'm not, oh, no, okay, you can still hear me. Awesome. All right, thanks. I appreciate that, definitely. Okay, so we'll get started here. Let me know. Go ahead and introduce yourself if you would as you're coming in. I would love to know you're here. I'm going to try to fix this microphone. It's not sounding loud and awful on the cast. All right, let's see. Dreams Come True. One is joining. Welcome. Good to have you on. Mike Sharbo's here. Mike, good to see you. I can hear you. Carolyn from Fullerton. Awesome. Good to have you here. Vicki, yay, my favorite fan, my favorite childhood friend. Vicki's here. We've been friends since 4th grade. Is that awesome? Hi, Jen from Arizona. Awesome. I'm doing great tonight. How are you all doing? Hopefully you're doing well on this Sunday evening. I'm playing around with some different times. I'm super excited to be back on Periscope. I hit it hard when it very first started, and then, like a lot of people, real life got in the way. And I traveled a lot in the fall, so I'm not complaining, but I could not stick to a Periscope schedule to save my life, and it just kind of went by the wayside. So Jen, thanks for sharing. All of you, thank you so much for sharing. As I mentioned when I got on, it stopped me from sharing on Twitter. It encountered an error, so I don't know who's going to catch it or not. We Deliver Wellness, thank you also. I appreciate that. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about social media overwhelm. It's going to be kind of a Q&A, but I wanted to talk about social media overwhelm because that was one of the questions I was asked to cover for tonight. And we're also going to talk a little bit about time management because the two really do fit well together. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jackie Ulmer. I am a wife, a mom, a friend, a network marketer, a direct sales professional, and a social media and direct sales coach and trainer. And I am building a primary business at the same time. Been involved in direct sales for 22 years. Started when my son was 15 months old with the desire to never have to put my kids in daycare and to be home with them. And he's now 23. And my daughter's 20, studying abroad in the UK at University of Leeds. Hey, Chris and Mary from Seattle, welcome. Good to have you here. So anyway, that's a little bit of my story. I'm kind of one of those ones. I won't ever be written up in the Network Marketing Hall of Fame as a fast starter. I struggled with a lot of different things, including time management and my own, what I call network marketing MLM blueprint. And I had to get over a lot of that to begin to share my business, but I ultimately did. I went on to become a multi-million-dollar earner in the profession, and today I love, still to this day, my passion is really helping women and stay home and moms who want to be home, moms in general, learn how to leverage the tools of social media to build truly a business from home, from their laptop, from their smartphone, from wherever they are in the world. And I say women mostly because my primary company is geared toward women, but I certainly do coaching and training outside of that as well. So with that, we'll get started. You can learn more about me at JackieUlmer.com. You can click on my bio and find out more as well. And if you go over there, you can sign up for my free report, which is my 25 best lead sources online. It's my Profit in Your PJs report, and it's my 25 best lead sources, how I've sponsored nearly 2,000 people online through social media, most of whom have come to me. All right, so let's talk a little bit. And if you have questions, be sure to pop them in because I want to get those answered. I'm going to be kind of going slow and paying attention. But the biggest question that was asked was dealing with time management and then, of course, social media overwhelm. And really the two kind of go hand in hand because how do I share how I help? Okay, we'll come back to that one. Okay, so social media is one of those things. For me personally, it totally changed my business. Now, I'm kind of a dinosaur in social media because I got online in October of 1999. Thank you, Vicki. I appreciate that. I really do. I love being your mentor. I definitely do. It's a lot of fun. I started online in October of 1999, and I'm really dating myself when I say this, but my biggest fear was that Y2K was going to wipe out my website that was very homemade and very awful looking. But that was my biggest fear, is that all my efforts were going to go down the drain when the clock struck midnight and we turned over to the new millennium and everything fell apart. Life as we know it ended. And some of you can probably remember that day, and some of you may not be able to, but you can laugh right along with me, because obviously everything kept going and my website remained, and it totally changed my life. Like, social media changed my life because it gave me the ability to connect with people way outside of my sphere of influence, outside of my city, which at that time was Phoenix. And it allowed me to go on and build a global business. And today I have a business that spans the globe. And so I truly have a business where the sun never sets on my income. And I love that. And I love teaching others how to do that too. But here's the thing with social media and the overwhelm piece of it. There are a gazillion platforms out there. And I guess I'm fortunate in that I am a dinosaur online, because I literally predate YouTube. I predate Facebook. I certainly predate Periscope, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, now a new one, Anchor. You name it, all of those platforms didn't exist. But here's the thing that I will tell you. What I do today is really no different than what I did 16 years ago. Is that right? 16 years ago, yeah, when I started online. I build relationships. I connect with people. I reach out and meet people. And I do some of that offline and I take it back online, and I do most of it online, because with Facebook, there are loads of groups and pages and all different ways that you can connect with and meet people. But the biggest thing is to build true relationships and true connections. There's no point in having 5,000 friends on Facebook if you don't know who any of them are, if you don't know if you can benefit each other in business, if there's no chance that you'll ever work together. What's the point of being friends on Facebook? That sounds harsh, and I don't mean it to sound harsh. Not that everybody who you're friends with on Facebook has to be someone who can benefit you in a business relationship. That's not it at all. You have your real friends, people who you really know in real life. Then you have those friends who you network with through social media. But a certain percentage of those, of course, you need to have in such a way that ultimately there's a chance that you could partner together in business, or they could become a referral partner for you. You know, I mentioned I'm in a business that's predominantly focused toward women. It's a makeup and skincare company. We're focused primarily with women, but I reached out to almost all my male friends. Mike Sharbo's on here today. He's one of my best customers. Why? Because he has a beautiful wife and 2 beautiful daughters. Or is it 3 beautiful daughters, Mike? I think it's 3. Or am I confusing your wife? Anyway, bottom line is I reached out to most of my male friends. 3, that's what I thought. 3 beautiful daughters. I was remembering your lovely Christmas card. I reached out to most of my male contacts just to say, hey, I'm networking my business. I know it's not going to be right for you, but you know some people who might be right for my product, or you know some women who might be right for my opportunity. So it's important that you get comfortable networking what it is that you do, and social media is a great platform for that. And as you build relationships, you don't want to just start spamming people right away as you become friends. Oh, here's my opportunity. Take a look. Let me know if you're interested, or anything like that. But you do want to begin building those real relationships where you can connect, and same thing, become a referral partner for their business as well. So just different things like that. So the biggest thing with social media overwhelm is not to try to take them all on at once. I was just really starting to get into the groove of Facebook when Twitter came on the scene. And everybody kept telling me I had to get over to Twitter, get over to Twitter. I was going to miss the boat if I wasn't on Twitter. So I, of course, set up my Twitter account, kind of started playing around with it. And like most people, I didn't get Twitter. I get it a whole lot more today, and I use it a lot, and it drives a lot of traffic to my blog. But I didn't get it in the beginning. And finally, I had to make a decision. I only had so much time in the day, even though I was full-time in direct sales at that point. I was still a busy mom, carting 2 kids around, doing carpool, doing all that other stuff. And so, I only had so much time in the day. So what I really coach people on is pick that platform that resonates most with you. And honestly, for most people, that's going to be Facebook. Because, there are 1.5 billion people on Facebook now? You've got a target market that's on Facebook. And I don't care, some people say Facebook is dead. That's baloney. I sponsor people all the time Still, every month I sponsor people from Facebook. I sign up leads into my business from Facebook and all that other stuff. But if Facebook isn't the right platform for you, find what is. Now, along with that, I will tell you that if you don't have a fear of video, or if you can overcome any fears of video marketing, video is a phenomenal platform. Just like we're here right now. I did a scope earlier. I had 89 people on it live, and it's already up to 20 or 30 some who've watched the replay. Now, the reality of it is I couldn't on a Sunday afternoon make a decision to do an opportunity meeting, for instance. And, my Periscope was not an opportunity meeting, but I did get the opportunity to say, go to my website at JackieElmer.com. If you're interested in my primary company, go to workwithjackie.com. Again, and I've just done that now. I've had the opportunity to plug that out to the people who are there live in front of me, as well as anybody who watches the replay, as well as that being uploaded to YouTube. So for me, the thing about video is it puts me out there in a way that's very authentic. You can't hide who you really are on video. Your authentic self comes through. Maybe a few people can, but most people can't. You are who you are. You do what you do. And I always say, get comfortable with the camera. Look at the camera as your friend. It's just like you're sitting down with a buddy, having a conversation at Starbucks, and that's the reality of it. So you have to get beyond yourself. But if you can do that and take on video marketing, that's the one other platform I would recommend. Because like I mentioned, I did a Periscope earlier today. You can catch it if you're following me. I'm at Jackie Elmer. You can see my earlier one from this afternoon. But the cool thing is, so I did the Periscope live. Then that goes to my catch.me, that's katch.me/Jackie Elmer. That's stored out there on that website forever. It tweeted out on Twitter. Then it saves to my camera. It saves to my iPad, which I'm shooting this on. I immediately uploaded it to YouTube. Now it's out in YouTube forever. I'll take that and make it a blog post, okay? I'll make that a blog post, so now it's going to go out on my blog, and I've uploaded it to my Facebook business page, so it's going to show up on my Facebook business page later in this coming week, so that I'm not bombarding everybody constantly with this one particular thing. When I finish this one today, I'll do the same thing. So see how the 20 to 30 minutes that I'm going to spend here tonight is leveraging my time and my ability to have reach way outside of my neighborhood, way outside of my local community, outside of my state, outside of my country even. So that's the beauty of social media. But you have to learn to manage the overwhelm of it, and you have to discipline yourself to say, this is what I have time for, this is the platform that resonates with me, and this is what I'm going to do. So what I coach people on typically is Facebook for sure, unless you just absolutely hate it, which I get, some people do, and video. Because with video marketing, you can do a lot of different things. You can do Periscope, and then you can do Periscope to shoot your videos, upload those to YouTube, upload those to Facebook, and you've really triple dipped with your time efforts, and you've really leveraged your time. So that's one way that I recommend handling social media overwhelm. Pick one, really work to master it, and then do your best with that, and then add in a few others as time permits and that type thing. Facebook Live, you know what? Facebook Live is not open for everybody, and it is open for me, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to this week, so stay tuned. Yes, I think Facebook Live is awesome. And how do you save and upload your Periscopes? You can set your device up, and I don't remember how to do it. It'll ask you, there's a link in your Periscope app when you're doing a broadcast. I think it's the very first time. It'll ask you if you want to save it to your camera roll. You select yes, and you can go into your settings and you can preset it then to where every time you do a Periscope, it saves the video to your camera. Then you've got the video there. You can either edit it. I'll be honest, most of the time, I don't even take the time to edit it. I save it on a playlist at my YouTube site that's called, my Periscope, so that people who watch that know that it's a Periscope, and anybody who's on Periscope knows that it usually takes a couple minutes to really get into the meat and potatoes of things. And those videos aren't going to be for the people who are just perusing YouTube on a random basis. That's going to be more for people who do follow me on a regular basis and who are interested in spending 20, 30 minutes listening to a video, because you don't have to watch the video. And for me, I listen to YouTube videos all the time. I just drove home from Phoenix, 7 hours, and I listened to YouTube videos the whole way home. I've just plugged it into my my speaker system, and that's what I did. I just listened to YouTube videos because I didn't need to watch them. All I needed to do was hear it. They weren't like entertaining type videos. You can go to JackieElmer.com and find out what I do. You can click on the Work with Jackie tab, and it's there. I'm a direct sales professional. And how do you get people to follow you? Well, the biggest thing is create content of value, learn how to use keywords, learn how to tag your videos and that type thing, so that when people go on YouTube or go on Google searching, they're going to find you. So I'll just give you an example. I've used the term network marketing leader or network marketing leadership for years in keywords and tags. And I've sponsored people who have gone to Google, gone to YouTube, and typed that in. Now, everybody's going to go shoot videos and they're going to use that. And of course, a lot more people use it now, but I used to sponsor people just using that term because I would use that as a keyword in my videos. Now, here's the thing. Again, like with overwhelm, it takes a while to learn all this, keywords and all that kind of stuff. I didn't understand that for years. But the beauty of it is you can always go in and edit your YouTube videos and put in whatever tags and keywords that you think are going to be useful for you. And you don't necessarily need to use the same ones with every video that you do, because yes, you're welcome. Absolutely. I'm here to answer questions. This is the Q&A, but I wanted to specifically talk about social media overwhelm and talk about time management. So let's talk about time management. I will tell you that the one thing other than Periscope and shooting videos, those are the only two social media type things that I schedule into my calendar. I don't schedule Facebook in. I don't schedule any of those things in, because those are the things that I fit into my day in small pockets of time. That's the beauty of social media. So when my daughter was in high school and played on the tennis team for 4 years, I was a tennis team driver and I was at every match. You know, I worked in PTA, did all that kind of stuff. And I would take my smartphone, and in between matches, I was a tennis driver, which typically meant I had about 45 minutes of downtime. We would drive to the tennis match, and then we'd have 45 minutes waiting while they warmed up and did everything. That's when I would do social media. That's when I would sit in my car and shoot videos. I only needed to be hobnobbing with the other moms and dads on the tennis team for so long before they knew what I did. And actually, it kind of created curiosity, because I'd come out of my car from shooting videos and they'd want to know what I was doing. And that gave me a perfect opportunity to share what I was doing with them. So you learn how to work certain things into small pockets of time throughout your day. Don't spend all your day on Facebook just watching funny videos and perusing the news feed and that type stuff. Those are not income producing activities. So what you need to learn to do in time management is to block your calendar with those most important things first. What are those important things that are income producing activities? Well, for me, they consist of this: reaching out and finding new customers, reaching out and identifying potential team partners for my business, connecting with my team to see what help I can give them in doing those things, and reaching out to past customers and seeing if it's time for them to reorder or what that is. Those are the 4 activities that are income producing. Now, everything else that you do, and those are typically active marketing type or active prospecting, active engagement type activities, where you're making the call, you're sending the text, you're sending the Facebook message, you're connecting, you're sending an email, you're connecting in some way with people to reach out to them. Now, the challenge is, once the internet came along and attraction marketing and all that other kind of stuff, I'll talk about my calendar. Good question. When social media came along and attraction marketing, all of a sudden everybody wanted to just go to passive marketing activities. What's a passive marketing activity? Well, in a sense, what I'm doing right now is a passive marketing activity. Although I have been able to twice now say, go to JackieElmer.com, actually 4 times, go to workwithjackie.com, saying it again, which gives a link so that anybody who might be on here who's looking for a business could go do that. That would kind of be considered an active prospecting activity, but largely what I'm doing here is a passive marketing strategy. It's going to go live out on the internet, it's going to be stored out on the internet, it's going to be on my YouTube channel, and any leads that I would generate, any people who might be right for my coaching program or right for my primary company, are going to find this through my passive marketing. It's going to be out there. They're either going to find it on YouTube or Facebook or, the Periscope apps or whatever. That's a passive marketing type of maneuver. When I put it on my blog, all my blogging that I do, That's passive marketing. I do a podcast. That's passive marketing. Now, I will tell you that yes, it does generate leads and it does generate business growth and customers and all that type stuff. But for most people just getting started, it takes a little while to get that ball rolling. It doesn't happen overnight. People don't usually like to hear me tell this, but I was 6 years into network marketing and had a team of 10,000 people before I took my business to the internet. I had already made my warm market list. I had already talked to my warm market list. I had already worked through my own inhibitions with that. There wasn't anything anybody could say to me at that point to derail me from my passion about network marketing. So, I developed those business skill sets. So no matter what, it's important that you develop the business skill sets that are necessary to build a successful network marketing business. Because I promise you, even if leads start coming in off the internet, if you're not prepared with how to handle objections, how to talk to people intelligently about your business, how to share in a way that's not salesy or that kind of thing, you're still not going to be successful online. So you've still got to work through a lot of those things even to be successful online. But I'm not trying to dissuade you from using online. I just want to keep you engaged in those active prospecting activities. You saw my friend Vicky. Kudos to Vicky. She's been my childhood friend since 4th grade. She recently joined me in my business, and she is going gangbusters. But she's fearless. She's out on YouTube already. She's reaching out to people. She's doing everything that I'm coaching her to do to be successful in her business, and she's moving up. She's getting promotions. She's doing exactly what it needs. So you have to ask yourself, are you coachable? Are you willing to do those kind of things? I know for me, I wasn't coachable in the beginning of my network marketing career. I truly wasn't. I look back and I think, geez, my sponsor must have just thought, oh my gosh, I can't even believe I signed this girl up. She's impossible. I had an objection for everything. I was worse than the person who didn't sign up almost. But I was very committed to learning the process. So I never give up on anybody. But you're looking for those people who are truly coachable, who are fearless, and who want something who want something more than their fear of, putting themselves out on video or whatever it is. So that's, what you're looking for. For a calendar, I actually have it right here. I use 2 calendars. I have to say I'm still very old school in a lot of ways. So I have my Google Calendar, which sends me all my reminders and my pop-ups on my phone, which I love. But I use the Passion Planner. I still use an old-fashioned, you'll see stuffed with all kinds of paper clips and business cards and all the stuff I'm working on. But it's, I love the way it's laid out. It's got some great things. You can go to passionplanner.com. If you order it and you put my email address, JackieElmer@gmail.com in, for every 3 referrals, I get a free one. It's also got the monthly, so I don't earn any money from it, but it's got the monthly thing, which I love. And it's got a lot of business planning. Every month, at the end of the month, it takes you through some exercises to talk about what worked, what didn't. Every week, you have personal to-do lists that you can put in. You have business. And then this is the space of infinite possibilities. So I like this because I try to keep all my notes in here. And there's plenty of room at the back, blank pages. I love to keep all my notes, all my brainstorming, everything that I'm working on in one place. And I use color coding. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, but I use color coding that kind of tells what I'm working on. So I have different colors for different things, and I use red for those really important things so that if it's a project I'm working on or something like that, I can use red, and it makes it easy for me to find it. And I also, in big red, will highlight something that's super important so that I can come back to it when I'm, working on different things. So that's what I use in terms of a calendar. Okay, any other questions that go along with social media overwhelm, social media platforms, time management, those specific things? I'll stay on for a couple more minutes, answer a few more questions, then I'll let you guys get on about your Sunday night. Anything else? Melody Thacker, welcome. Good to see you there. Always good to see you. We've been friends online for quite a while, so that's kind of fun. But glad to have you on the scope, for sure. Any final questions? Thank you, Donna Valdez. Good to see you as always, too. Donna and I go way back. We've partnered on a number of things. How do you manage your office hours with family obligations? Oh, my goodness. And thoughts on fake numbers? Oh, well, fake numbers, that's just wrong. That's just crazy. I mean, we've got a great profession, and there are many great companies. There's no reason to fake your numbers ever. I think that's totally, out of integrity. I can't imagine doing that. So I think it's bogus. And as far as managing family and office obligations, you know what, the reality of it is, it's kind of funny. Here I am working on a Saturday and Sunday. I'm married to an airline pilot who changed airplanes, and for a number of reasons, he flies a lot of weekends now, but our children are mostly gone. My son is grown and on his own. My daughter's studying abroad in college this year. So we're kind of empty nesters. So I'm working hard this weekend, but I'm an entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs don't keep 8 to 5 Monday through Friday hours. Now, balancing the family part of it, balance is a myth. That's a word that I threw out a long time ago. I try to blend as best I can. There's no perfect way to do it. And as a woman especially, I'm going to tell you that we just take on guilt. It's what we do. You'd feel guilty if you're working full-time outside of the home. You feel guilty if you're working your business. You feel guilty if you're with your kids and you're not working your business. You know, you feel guilty for all that kind of stuff. So the reality of it is you just have to do the best you can. Good communication is the biggest key. A calendar is a big part of it, but communication is big too. Get your spouse on board, let them know why you're doing this, what your commitments are, but then make sure that you're truly building your business. And because ultimately, if it's just a hobby, and ultimately if you're not producing income, it will wear out its welcome quickly in your home. But if you can show them the money, I promise you, they'll never say another word about your business except, don't you have a call you should be on? Don't you have something you should be doing? You know, that kind of thing. And because I've certainly experienced that in kind of a joking way. But I will tell you that my children, I did the best I could. I was the PTA mom, the room mom, the tennis driver, the hockey mom. I did everything that I could as best I could. I learned to work my business in pockets of time. Yes, there were times when my daughter would come and grab my face and say, "Mommy, look at me." And she'd do this because I was, glued to my computer. And of course I had horrible guilt over that. She still remembers it and we laugh about it. And she actually wrote an article for Networking Times a couple years ago talking about the benefits of being a child raised in a direct sales family, because they don't remember as they grow up and they get to experience the boat and the trips and the beach house and all the fun stuff that can go along with a successful career. All of that begins to outweigh the anything that they felt like you were neglecting them, or they had, ordered out pizza too many nights in a row and that kind of thing. So do the best you can, communicate effectively, use the crock pot for meals, and get busy building your business. Like seriously, that's the biggest thing. You can only have this as a hobby for so long. So if you're struggling and you're not taking those income producing activities, you've got to get out of that mode. You have to. Yes, and try to get your kids involved. Absolutely. Absolutely, that's a big part of it. Okay, there might have been other questions. I missed them. I think somebody asked what I think the next big platform is. I have no idea. I know Anchor's coming, or Anchor's out there now. I have no idea. You know what? I don't really, it's not my goal to stay on top of every single social media platform that comes down the pike. I know those things that resonate with me that I do really well at, and I've learned to focus there. Focus on what gets me out of bed in the morning saying, I want to do this, I want to be on video, I want to do Periscope, I want to do whatever. I love Facebook, I love connecting with people, I love Facebook Messenger, I love all of that. But each person has to decide for themselves how much time they have and what resonates with them. So we're almost at 30 minutes. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for the great questions. Thank you for the shares and the hearts and all that kind of stuff. The replay will stay up for 24 hours. You will also find this over on my YouTube channel here shortly, which is Jackie L. Ulmer. You can just type in Jackie Ulmer and you'll find me. Thanks for being on. Thank you for the great questions. Definitely, you take it easy too. Have a great Sunday evening or maybe Monday morning, wherever you are in the world. That's the cool thing about Periscope. People are here from everywhere. And I will catch you tomorrow on my next scope. Have a great evening.